early morning in the food forest. I've been walking around the area where we plant our next swale. Now, we'll talk about that soon, but I want to show you something special. Just before I started vlogging, or maybe just after, I'm not 100% sure, we added, so that's about 3 months ago, daily vlogs, we added this garden waste. Now I see there is a bit of rubbish in it. It still needs to be cleaned out. We did our best, but it seems like we missed some things. We collected that from town, all of this organic matter from people's yards, and then we added that into this pit. This pit was dug while I was fixing a dam over there, but the main reason why we added this organic matter is because it was organic matter from around Leucaena trees, and I added it to the pit because I really want to have moisture on it. So there's a little bit of a inflow over there, and you can see hundreds and hundreds of Leucaena trees popping up over here. Now these ones will probably not survive. You need, the way I saw them come up in town, now in town they're really invasive, but the way I saw them come up in town is next to fences where water goes and concentrates. And so that one maybe down there isn't enough organic matter. It is deep enough in the hole to live, and it is a little bit protected from outside forces. So we will most likely get a couple of these trees to survive here. Now if we do, that would be wonderful. It would prove a couple of things. First, I can grow Leucaena in a non-intensive way outside in the forest or outside in the land without protecting it first. Currently, Leucaena on the plot was almost impossible. If the rabbits and the deer and the sheep doesn't get it, then the drought gets it. Now we removed the sheep. We have not removed rabbits yet, but hopefully this year there will be enough green so the rabbits eat other things. Leave the Leucaena until they're a bit stronger. And moisture, I think by increasing the amount of organic matter there, increasing the moisture in that hole, we can greatly increase the chances of growing Leucaena in the wild. We don't have a proper chicken run yet, but the kids spend a lot of time with the chickens, so the chickens can be calmly caught. The Benny's especially, the chicken lover in the house, him and his one cousin, and so they carry them into this patch here because it doesn't want to balance, and I put them in this patch here, our papaya patch. You can see how they enjoy living in the forest here, chasing the cat around as well. Now this is ideal if you can have chickens, a system big enough where the chickens can roam freely. That would be wonderful. So I'm standing a bit further away from the machine just for the sound purposes, but I got a comment asking me if ripping lines on contour would not help, and I promised that I would make some calls. And then I had somebody saying, listen buddy, here's some coffee money, use it to build more water harvesting structures. So I made the calls. I got this tractor with a small blade in front and then a single tooth behind it. Now, so my plan is to rip deep lines on contour. Sure, the closest thing in permaculture I think is probably that guy from Australia, what's his name, Yeomans. This is not exactly Yeomans at all, but it's probably the closest thing to what's currently going to happen. So this is the swale line here, we'll continue with it a little bit there, and then it will bend up to capture water. This is the swale line. We'll move 2 meters from that here, start ripping, put that soil on the swale like that, and then continue ripping on contour as much as we can fit into 2 hours. I got the machine for 2 hours today. And then in the ripped areas we'll plant cover crops, and then in the area close to the swale we'll lift that soil up. That will make the work from the guys much easier. They can work with a shovel to complete the swale instead of using picks. So that will make their lives much easier. So this is the first heavy machine on this land in many years, or let's say in 2 years at least. I used the machine to build the bottom bund at the bottom gate. I like using local laborers because it trains them and it gives them food, and there's lots of positives about using day laborers. But I also want to give people that give me coffee money the best value for money, use money the wisest way possible. And I think in this case, employing a heavy machine. And now, this is by no means the heaviest machine available, but a heavy machine to do the work the 10 of them or 20 of them or 30 of them would have been able to do in a day. This one would be able to do now in 2 hours. This is one of the last lines that's been ripped, and so adding a seed mix. Simon will come in the back and close it up as much as we can, and then I started asking Marco to open random lines, because what happens if he draws them so close to one another that you do a bit of compaction and you can't get the seeds in. So he's just pulling some random lines wherever it's easiest to drive with the tractor. I don't think that this ripping will cause erosion if it's not completely on contour, so I told him just drive wherever it's easiest to rip, and then we'll start planting in those areas as well. So I'm crouched between the corn, but I want to show you something cool. This is the area that I mulched. Some of the mulch got destroyed when we were weeding a bit, but I want to show you this. So here you can see what that soil looks like. Here you can see what the soil looks like right next to the plant. It is completely soaked right next to the plant. Here you have to dig quite deep to get moisture. Alright, let me show you again. Here, this is another plant, wet. Here, dry. So we'll be planting beans in here, beans and squash very soon. But I thought this is very interesting to see. It's as if the moisture comes closer to the roots. Some strange reason. How cool is that? So the very nice thing about making a video on a Saturday is that you're here. This is a new donkey that arrived today. Lady that's been asking us for a while now to bring her horse here, and so we didn't want any other people on the land, but we thought the extra income would be nice. She's a very nice lady, and so we had her bring in the horse this morning. She likes our place because our animals walk together and they're a bit more natural, where in the other stables they stand in paddocks separately, so they don't get the horsey interaction that we believe horses need. But in any case, so Simon is just quickly repairing a leak here that was made by the tractor. The tractor, I explained to him that there is a pipe here. He forgot about it and wanted to continue, went over the pipe, so we'll just quickly repair that. And then the other nice thing about making a video on a Saturday and making shorts while we're doing it is that I can get quick feedback. So some of the sadness in the comments was the grass that we took out, and so after Simon is done with that, we'll be saving as much of that grass as possible, planting it in other areas and watering it to see how much of the grass we can rescue. It is minimum amount of grass. A lot of the places that we did rip is hardpan, but it is still something that we are going to do. The grass experiment where we planted grass separated from each other like a bundle that we took out over there actually took very well, and they are doing very well. So it is very possible to plant grass. Then we are also expecting rain, like 90% chance of rain. Yesterday it rained all around us. Yeah, it rained softly. Everybody else around us got like flooding rain, you can almost say, you know, rain running on the ground. We didn't, which is, I'm not sad about it, but it would have been nice to fill up some structures again. We just received a little bit of rain. It's not going to fill up any structures, but it's really nice. Now I want to tell you what I want to do tomorrow, but I want to tell you quickly about the subscribing option down there. I want to see if we can reach 5,000 subscribers by the 15th of January. So that means we need another 600 subscribers. So press that little button. It does help me a lot. And then, okay, so tomorrow I bought some rooting hormones yesterday, and I bought what do you call this? Yeah, it's like a rooting hormone, I think you call it, that you put a cutting in. So tomorrow I want to go zap some branches of some cool trees in town, see if I can't propagate them. I think that's going to be my main focus. You need to subscribe for that. Oh, and I bought some loofah yesterday from a farm called Kromhoek. I'll leave a name, you can Google them. Quite a cool permaculture little thing, couple 100 kilometers away from me. They drove through town. We spoke on WhatsApp. They said, well, we're driving through town, and they offered to give me loofah seeds and loofah plants for very, very good prices. So I'm very grateful. I'll show you that tomorrow as well. For now, have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.